Welcome to FanTVnChill, week 16. Man United versus Man City, big game, big game. Liverpool versus Bournemouth, small game. And Arsenal versus West Ham this week. So we'll get straight into it. Obviously, we've got ahead to top of the league, Liverpool. I'm not a hater, they're top of the league. It's only a respect thing. So let's get to Liverpool. Liverpool versus Bournemouth.
Yeah, it's it.
Could I just say before we carry on? There's
it's it.
Bilal ain't a United fan. He's not a United fan. There's some fake people out here, but I'll let him talk anyway. I'll let him talk anyway.
It's it. To be fair, I've got reasons to be a United supporter, innit? Personal reasons still, but like on one side, they're giving us the 3 reasons. I'm gonna give you 2. I'll let you guess the third one. Yeah. The fact that they probably helped Liverpool to win the league. A. 2. The fact that they've just helped Willis give me £100. You're only gonna shake on it.
Well, what's the third point?
When are you doing the bank transfer?
What's the third point?
I can't really say that on camera, but you know what I mean. That's the personal reason. But yo, United. United. I never thought there'll be a day that I'm gonna be singing United, and but like, yo, Liverpool Bournemouth. The game was actually too easy and like not a lot to talk about. I watched the game to kind of some man before they start chatting shit as usual. I watched the game on my phone.
It's in your contract to watch the game.
I even lost interest because it was like there wasn't a lot going on. I had it on my phone, and it was just like I lost interest because it was that simple. We made it. We were too comfortable, and I can't remember like Bournemouth troubling us really. I think control of the game. We didn't even have to go on like second gear or anything like that. I think we were very dominant and. I think the timing of the goals, whether like the fact that one of their centre backs, I think Nathan Ake went off.
They had bad injuries in that game.
Yeah, they're struggling as well. They're struggling to be fair. But anyway, that's not a problem, innit? So, but one of their defenders. But either way, we were on top of them from the start, and coincidentally, he went off, and then the brother who just came on. Before you know it, Endo gets the ball from the middle of the park, and then he just pings it to the outs. Sick ball, simple finish.
That's not a lot. Endo starts getting involved in a lot of. He's either the assister or he's the secondary assister to the assister.
He's doing those kind of even the player one ball through and no. But the thing about Endo, I know people like it's not many people rate him.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't rate him, but I will say that was a sick pass.
Yeah, but he's got a good passing range on it. I think Endo can pass.
But to be honest, let me bring that point back a minute. Obviously, I don't rate him. I think he's world class or whatever. But every team needs players like James Milner who work for the team and who are determined and lead by example. And he's that guy. But so from that respect, he is a valued member of the team.
On the ball, like it's a lot better than people giving credit for as well. This is going back from. Someone I watch Liverpool on a regular basis. I think he keeps it simple, and the guy can ping a pass. When it comes to those through balls, he does it enough times. And as of late, for some reason, whether it's teams don't know how to play with us again, or like the last few games, like the goals that we've got have just been almost like route one, and it's like they're giving the centre. Obviously, they're not gonna press as high as the centre backs, but the midfield players, even I'll go on to like Keita's goal, etc. The midfield players have the time to say, just ping that ball to one of the forwards, and then you'll either run into it and score. So, and again, what do you do? Like, if you press, But we're a good team, innit? I think now it's like that fear factor is something that's definitely gonna start playing on teams now. I was listening to one pundit saying something like, to beat Liverpool, maybe. Most teams anyway, unless like apart from maybe like the top teams, they have to score more than 1 goal because like somehow like even when we haven't been the greatest, like we create nothing. One thing that we never lack, we always create 2 or 3 chances, and and they have that belief at any point that they're gonna score. But I'm kind of deflecting because the Bournemouth game was pretty dull. Even I lost interest because they didn't really offer much. They didn't really challenge us, and like we scored like all the goals were pretty decent. Like going from, like I said about the Ox's goal, big shout to him. I think he's picking up. He's a bit more. His fitness is improving and is he's starting to score goals. Naby Keita again got involved with initially. Little clever one to his Salah, and then Salah set him up, sick goal. I'm happy for him again to kind of get back on the pitch because, and again, he's one of those who hasn't really shown like how good it is. So, and I watched bits of him when it was at Leipzig, and I think he's a really, really good player. But it's just like he'll get a run of games, and he's the sort of midfielder that we need because he offers something completely different to the other three. But he'll have a run of games, and then he gets injured. He has a run of games, and then he can't really get that consistency. And obviously Salah doing what he does best, and he gets another clever ball from Keita. Salah gets on the end of it, finished. He could have, should have scored another one, and Milner could have scored another one. I think there was like a clever ball on the edge of the box. He tried to curl it, but too easy.
Probably could have won 5 or 6.
Yeah, it was just a comfortable game. Like,
yeah.
To be fair, boring because they didn't really challenge us too much, but yeah, it was a perfect day in the sense that 8 clean sheets that we've been lacking for a while. But I think even that there's always a pattern from what I've seen there. Like last season, it's always like when we play Bournemouth, that's when after that I always feel like our football sits, that we start to click a bit more because people are going on about they're not really performing as well as but 3 points consistency, we're getting the 3 points, winning games. I think that's the most important thing really. And analysis, this is me just bluffing on and on and on because it was.
Well, let's get to the real question.
Yeah.
Obviously, now that United did you a bit of madness, really, it's a question. 16 games gone. How many points are you clear of City? You're only real. Leicester's still there, but Man City are your true competitor. Do you think you have won the league now?
Obviously not because we haven't got the trophy, but like if we don't win the league now, it's just a mess, isn't it? What more can I say about that? Like,
so would you say
14 points.
Would you say you're 80, 90, 70% there now?
I'd say so. It'll be shameful like if they don't win the league now because it's just like what, you know what I mean? Like how can they look? How do they analyze their season at the end of this 14-point clear of?
If you don't win the league this season, Bobby, Salah, Mane, Van Dijk, Alisson, man, all need to jump ship. It's a curse of Liverpool.
I think Liverpool will win the league this year, and because Leicester aren't really like a threat. I think Leicester will still they're gonna taper off in a bit. They will still beat the other team, but yeah, even I can't really. Arsenal, when they pick up form, an Arsenal team, I would expect them to probably be Leicester. I know it's hard to say that now. Like even a United team, I know United.
There was estimates in the games we played, and we're playing shit. So
yeah, they're a good team, but they've got a good starting 11. But to be fair to them, they're not leaking goals, and defensively they must. Yeah, so exactly. So they, but I still feel like they've got big games coming up as well. So they've got City, then they've got us. Yeah, so that's a crucial time for us as much as them because that creates another. Imagine, I think it's as difficult as it. I don't want to say we're gonna write City off, but at the same time, come on, man, I don't think City are coming back from this. And if they do, it's just like, what are we doing, Liverpool? Like, what the fuck? 14 points. One, you've got a bit more experience, and it's the same team that you've been consistent, and we've got.
I personally feel like if you get through the crazy Christmas period where games on, you still got that little solid lead, then I think you won the league. Because at this point in the season, when there's loads of games coming up, it's when leads can diminish.
But we've only got, I would say only, but we've got Watford at home, and then after that then we're coming back and play Leicester. Then I think we've got another home game. I think it's Wolves, which is a tough team, but we're playing at home. Apart from Leicester away, I can't really.
Guys coming up in a short period of time.
Yeah, but we've already gone through that bit because Klopp has
Yeah, but
been
I'm saying but you got a lot of games, and you've got to go to that Club World Championship as well as.
But the way Klopp has rotated his players, I don't think he's going to have a massive toll on them because, say like the Everton game, players that apart from the defence, the players were fresh. In midfield, like yesterday, slightly different setup. We can afford to go to that World Cup Championship, whatever, and we don't necessarily have to play like a strongest team on there because I don't think their level of competition, certainly the semi-final, is not going to be that much anyway.
Obviously, you got players like Chamberlain coming back into the squad.
There you go.
Obviously, club legend.
Mr. Divock.
You've got Mr. Divock, and he isn't playing that many games, but when he has played, he has looked very good. He's done what he had to do.
And Big Shaq.
And the thing is, I feel like now the way you lot are
Big
playing,
Shaq, the one and only.
the way you lot are playing now,
I like the way you moved that one.
I
like the way you moved that one quick.
No, I was trying to make my point. The way you lot are playing, the way you lot are playing now with that kind of confidence, I feel like even your subs and man who ain't playing, they're coming off the bench and they're feeling that confidence and energy, and they're like, you know what? Look at what we're doing. We can come on and do the same and add our little 50 cents or whatever to the team and to the cause. And help them do it.
Yeah, once the core is solid, like you just need another.
To be fair,
player slot in there, and
I don't think since I've been watching the Premier League that I don't think there's been a team this clear of its main rival for the season.
No, there's never.
I don't think
there's
there's
been
ever
11
been.
points, but not 14.
I mean, we were 10 points.
You're 8, remember?
But
you're not 11, you're 8. You're not 14, you're 8. You get confused. Man City is in the third. Remember, it's Leicester who's second.
No, but when I said that, I was talking about.
No, what's about you? Milana said.
Said
14.
Huh?
He said 14. I said, remember, no, it's Leicester that's second, not Man City.
Yeah.
We have 14 points.
It's not getting twisted.
The thing is, but to be fair, I'm not going to sit here and actually mock. I'm not going to write Leicester off because when they won their league that season. There was bad teams having problems around them, and listen, we've won 1 or 2 games here and there, but Leicester can still beat us. Leicester can still beat City.
They can do.
The biggest team that you can say Leicester can't beat this season or will have a big problem beating is Liverpool this season, because they're the only big team who have been really consistent and dangerous. But
yeah, the game at their ground will be vital. If you go there, get 3 points.
If the gap is 8 and you go there and it's 5, then we know how you man can bottle it.
And realistically, so you've got Leicester to play, you've got us to play, you've got Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City.
Same at the end of January, we've got City to play. Say then, then if to be fair, I'm not crazy. We could go to the Etihad and lose. Most likely we are going to.
And then the thing is, obviously, the transfer window is only a few days, so we'll see what happens anyway.
It might, but you know, it's it.
United. Right, let's get to it. Man City versus Manchester United. Let's get straight to it. First of all, I want to start from a few points we were making last week. A certain 2 pair here saying that performances haven't been coming. Performances have been coming from the team. They have been coming, and I'm glad we're showing it against Tottenham. I'm glad we're showing it against City. But go on.
Your issue is not how you play against the bigger teams.
Yeah, it's how we play against the little teams. Yeah, you're right. But performances have been coming.
Your team are a fraud.
We're not a fraud. How are you saying the team is a fraud?
Your players can't get up for just the. I don't want to use this team because they're not in the league, but your players can't get up for a cold Wednesday night at Stoke.
Yeah, that's not saying the team is a fraud. It's saying that the team need to fix up how we're playing, and a lot of them. It's not like we've been.
Don't get me wrong, my team's fraudulent as well. But
it's not like we've been losing a lot of those games. We've just been playing shit and enjoying them, where we could be doing much better. But yeah, in certain regard, we do need to fucking pick it up. But anyway, let's get to it. Obviously,
A lot of people out here try and sing Manchester's blue, Manchester's that, Manchester's red. Let's get to it.
I'm just struggling to see and listen to bullshit though. Like,
is Manchester not red? Did we not win?
No, I'm just the energy that you're bringing out off camera is different, isn't it? So
anyway, let's get to what were you singing here?
You're confused.
You weren't singing Liverpool songs. You're singing Man United songs. Man United won us a league.
You chat
do you not want to league? Do you not want to league the win? Like
off camera.
You know what? If we won you the league, I'm happy. I'm happy we contributed to winning the league.
To your conscience.
Like, what did you say? Man United. I'll rewind it. Yeah. What did you say? What did he say? Man United won us the league. Yeah.
Fam,
cool.
You wanted to
You
say
were lying.
You wanted to say the L.
What did you say?
You wanted to say the L.
What did you say? What did you say? What did you say?
You're not lying to
but
me.
Anyway,
I know you're lying to yourself.
What did you say?
Do you realistically?
What did you say? Man United won you the league.
Do you realistically say what you said?
Let me get back to it. Let me get back to it. Anyway, it was a fantastic win.
You're hurting, fam.
We played beautiful. What am I hurting? We're 4 points away from getting banging the Champions League spot. What am I hurting
That's
about?
not what you're concerned with.
What am I hurting about? It's not like last season. Last season was different. Did you not see?
Put it this way, yeah.
Last game
of the season, yeah. If you meant United,
Listen, yeah. Go on. Be that scenario. Go on. Yeah.
United City.
Yeah.
Yeah. If United win,
go on.
Liverpool get a Bournemouth results and they win the league,
yeah.
And that means if you guys win,
Liverpool
finish
win
in
the
the top 4,
yeah.
But if you lose, you got a chance of playing in Kazakhstan.
Okay, cool.
Europa
but
League.
But if we lose, Liverpool don't win the league, yeah.
If you lose, City win the league.
But if you win,
no. If you lose, City win.
If we lose,
City win the league.
Yeah.
If you win, Liverpool win the league.
Yeah.
Last game of the season.
Yeah.
Don't lie to yourself.
Listen, field the under 18s. That last game of the season, field the under 18s. Fergie would say the same thing. Gibbs, Gary Neville, Scholes, Rio, them man there would say the same thing.
Why does that change?
Field the under 18s.
Exactly. So
last week, okay. Let me put it. No. I just told you.
Full of shit.
If we are responsible for actually Liverpool winning, I can't really say we're responsible for you winning the league. You've had this league, you've been playing great, you're here and there. But if it's that tight and it's that scenario you're describing, field the under 18s. That's what I'm saying. We're playing in Kazan. We're playing Channel 5, Channel 4, whatever. BT Sport. That's what we're playing.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what we're playing.
Thursday night thing.
Thursday night thing, No, I'm not fake. I'm being real. I'm being real. That's the energy. What Man United fan wants to sit there and think, fucking hell, we just gave Liverpool the league. What Man United fan? Nah, under 18s. Like, fuck it.
Someone who's irrational.
Fuck it. I'm not being irrational. I'm not being irrational. Field the under 18s.
United man will care
Do you honestly think that last game was this? No, field the under 18s. You think they'll field the full first team? You think they won't be tactical?
You think professional ballers actually do that?
You don't think so?
You being serious?
You think professional ballers want to play Europa League when they got a chance to play Champions League, fam? You might, because of Liverpool. Are you dumb?
Wow, but anyway, let's get back to the. Teams have done that in the past. Teams do that in the past.
Not with the same
when the game doesn't matter.
When they're getting to
teams would do that, and they can't choose to do that. You can't sit here.
You're talking about the club final.
But cool. Okay, I get what you're saying. Let's not get into that anyway. It's irrelevant anyway. We've made the point. My point is, if we can actually be the main part of you winning the league, I'd rather we field out under 18s. That's all I would say.
I just hate the fake.
But if we're not, I would rather we go and beat City. Yeah? And that's the truth.
I just hate the fake.
Whether we
off camera you chat different, and then when the camera's
I'm saying it now. I'm saying it now. But anyway, let's get back to positive energy. Bad energy stay far away. But anyway,
when it comes to like
it was a beautiful win. It was a beautiful win. Like Rashford from the front, Martial, Daniel James.
It's not happy.
It was a big win. Like Tottenham, big win. Man City, big win. And what I like about the wins, they're positive. The way we're attacking, the way we're playing football is much better. We're being much more direct and we're being clinical. What we've failed to do in smaller games and even in big games as well, it's about being clinical and killing the game off. We've struggled sometimes to get that second goal so we can kill the game off, and it's a good thing we did get that second goal. So because Man City came back in the game. But let's go to the first goal. Rashford, my brother. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I've sat here and I've criticised Rashford for some of his performances. But listen, sometimes I forget he's still a young brother. But the last 2 games, wow. The last 2 games he's been showing why he should be taken more seriously. And he's been playing much better. Against Tottenham, he put it in. It's about time as well. And against Man City, he put it in. First goal, he got his luck. But listen, if you don't take the shot, if you don't create your own luck, you don't score a goal. So it's it was a great finish. Edison goalkeeping should have been better. But like I say, if you don't shoot, you don't get a goal. But coming off that first half, I felt that first half we deserved to be in front, and we played much better than City. That first half, and even building onto that, Rashford hit the crossbar as well. That could have been 2-0 as well. Daniel James had a straight at the keeper but saved, and I think as well Martial had a shot. Again, it was fairly at the keeper, but it was saved. City did have 1 or 2 chances, nothing clear cut really, apart from when they obviously had their goal, and then obviously Rashford with a penalty, cool as ice. And obviously,
situation.
What?
Again, going back to what I was saying at the beginning of the season, like with that whole issue with the penalty
situation.
Ever since that problem was announced with, it hasn't been a contentious.
No. But getting to this far of the season and seeing what happened, it shouldn't be a problem. Like by this far and all the shit that's gone on, we should know who's taking the penalty already.
Bob was out obviously, so it's not an issue.
Yes, it's not. But it shouldn't be an issue by now anyway. They should all know who's who.
Yeah, because Bob was out for so long.
But anyway, certain people are gonna hate. They're gonna hate. But let's carry on. Rashford, cool as ice, finishes the penalty, puts it in, and we're 2-0 up. I honestly thought coming into that game it was going to be harder because City couldn't afford to even drop a point. They could have dropped, but the way they were playing, listen, I'm not going to say City had on paper the players, so they didn't perform. But at the same time, we were like I said, that first half we were better, and I think apart from about 20 minutes in the second half, again we were better. We were better than City. We wanted to win the game more, and we played better.
I feel like the game, in my opinion, the game came at the right. It's like you're playing City at the right time. Like when I had a conversation about it, like their team is a shambles, and what they're doing right now is a shambles. No disrespect to how well you man are playing and that, but 14 points difference between you and City should not be happening. It should not be happening at all.
Well, if they want to compete for the league.
Yeah, like 14 points for a team like City and the players they have. Because I was saying to Willis before, like regardless on how I don't want to take it out from your team, but regardless on whatever issues they got at the back, the pull out and that kind of strictness, the amount of money they've paid for on their strike on their attackers, they should be able to. You score 4, we're scoring 6. You know what I'm saying? They should be able to do that. So their defence shouldn't even be a question. But carrying with it, sorry about that.
Yeah, and but listen, Sterling last season has been excellent. Wan-Bissaka on Saturday did a job.
Question:
What?
I watched the game, but I didn't watch the highlights. I couldn't really say if you watched the game or whatever. But Wan-Bissaka, how did he look? Attacking wise, this is a question. I'm not cussing. I just don't know how he looked attacking wise. I know he started at the back, but how did he look attacking wise?
No. Attacking wise, there's a lot to be done. There's a lot to be done. He needs to improve attacking wise. But again, the main thing for Man United and our right back at this moment in time is improving our defence. Is improving our defence going forward. So from attacking, Wan-Bissaka needs to improve on his last in the third part of the pitch. But defending wise, he did his job, and that will come with time. That will come with time as well. And it was good to see Luke Shaw back in the squad. I thought Luke Shaw put in a decent performance as well. Harry Maguire again, he's getting better. I think the thing with Harry Maguire again, he just needs time. That back four just needs a good, and even Lindelof played well. That back four just needs a good amount of games together, so they can get used to each other. They can get used to working together. So we can build on that. I think with them four at the back, I think we've got a solid back four. Whether we need another centre back is still up for questioning. Because obviously Harry Maguire's one, Lindelof. I think there's still a lot to be proven by him going forward. But overall, I think Ollie got the team correct, the formation correct, and I thought obviously the team talk, first half team talk, pep talk, he said the right things. Second half again, he said the right things, and it's 3 points, and surprisingly, we're only 4 points behind Chelsea, really, in fourth place, and we can still get back up there. So on to the next game. Well played, boys. Good performance. United.
I was harsh on Liverpool maybe like when they play United, and I think the way maybe Holly has done, he's got his spot on in terms of like the big games, and I think it suits them like because they got pace and they can counter, they can break, and because the Liverpool game I felt I was like, oh, how come we go to United and draw? But on reflection, you're thinking, yeah, if you look at it, you know, when they play the big games, fair play it's a compliment, I guess, but you know what I mean. But up until now, it's the last time you hear me say this. United. Back to real life. The next game, I hope they lose 3-0. Okay,
get to the nitty gritty.
So the third game of the week, obviously, West Ham versus Arsenal playing away at the London Stadium. Obviously, we go into the game terrible form, lack of quality.
Did you see that thing I sent you?
Yeah, I'll go on to that. Terrible form, lack of quality, lack of penetration, lack of attacking play, lack of defending, lack of structure, lack of general play. Lack of blood clots that was on the bench as well. So obviously we started getting the teams picked. Obviously in the warm up, obviously Bellingham injured in warm up, so we then had to change for Maitland-Niles. We go into the game, and to be fair, the first half or halfway through the first half, played shit. It was just exactly it wasn't. We didn't play anything better than we have usually. The only difference is, I'd say, is West Ham are a team that are they're in disarray like we are. They've got similar faults to their team as we do. They have a manager who's under pressure. They don't have a striker. Obviously, I know it's not similar to us, but they don't have a recognised goal scorer up front. A lot of their creativity is not.
Oh, go on, carry on.
Yeah, a lot of their creativity is not there to provide for the strikers also. But Arsenal, obviously being Arsenal, shambles from defending the corner. Is it defending the corner? Yeah, and we concede. Even though at that point we played, I didn't feel as if we played well. I didn't feel as if West Ham were playing well either. So it was kind of like two teams butting heads. Obviously, my colleague here sending me a little meme about our match in terms of another team that's on a better form as we are. We go 1-0 down. We're going to half time 1-0 down. And the thing is that makes me laugh about the second half is that it reminded me of your game against Sheffield United, where like we started the second half. It was a little bit better in the second half, but I wouldn't say it was anything extravagant. And I feel like we benefited from a spurt of kind of like freestyle football-ishy kind of whatever, where it kind of like, and we kind of blitzed West Ham in that little short period of time, which then ended the game. Listen, I'm not even gonna lie, like I don't really get when Arsenal score goals, so I don't really get excited and stuff, because obviously when we scored our equaliser, I remember I wasn't even watching the game. I watched a bit of the first half, and I wasn't even watching it because because I was coming back.
Emotional.
So yeah, no, I was coming back somewhere, so I couldn't watch it. So I was coming back, and then when I got home, they come through, man shouting down the house like, come on! Yeah, you do all the time. Anyway,
times are hard.
Yeah, I was saying, times are hard. You got to remember, obviously, frustrations from FanTVnChill and that. Frustration from FanTVnChill.
When you know you're come to the studio, you back down.
We know you're coming to the studio with 2 teams. Obviously, 2 teams. Obviously, got big.
It's not the win to lose.
Yeah, it's not the win to lose. So obviously, then obviously we get this. Then obviously we scored the first. Obviously, the first one scored by Martinelli. Martinelli, just like a younger coming through. Well, we brought him from Brazil. He's just showing potency in front of goal. A man showing quality over his age, which I rate.
I like him still.
We'll go from there. See how we go from there. Second goal. Again, certain man was sending for man like in previous weeks. I ain't saying their names. People are busting out Nando's chicken and that, Pepe's and that, whatever they're busting out. Certain man, certain man are sending for man. But you know when I'm sending for man, you gotta make it so you gotta shut them man up. Shut them up. How is it, yeah? African brother sending for African brother. They're supposed to be helping each other out. That's it. Listen, man cuts in, top bins it, top corner, top bins it. Hey, listen, the haters were quiet. I was watching, to be fair, they made me laugh because I was watching since the game. I watched this Filthy Fellas watch along. If you watch it, when Pepe scores, because they didn't watch it, but the way they have their watch along is the camera's in front of them and they're all watching it. So due to technical issues, obviously, the switch to change up. So I think it was at the second goal, see, Pepe cuts inside, bins it, top left, left foot, bins it, 2-1. Obviously, like I was saying about Aubameyang, you've got Aubameyang on the top, not really involved in the match. But if you get your goal, like it's like third top goal scorer in the league. We're playing shit, but he's getting your goals. Because obviously, some of the game, we're not playing the greatest. We didn't play the greatest in that game. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. But after the form that we've been in, you're going to take the 3 points and go onwards and upwards from that point onwards. Yeah, that's me.
What are you saying? Keep Freddie until the end of the season, or you need a manager in January?
Need a manager in January.
Need a manager in January.
Freddie's out with that. It's not his issue. It's just that you don't want to put an interim man of his experience in the side. But that is just not right.
It's too much to handle right now. You need a tactician.
So,
yeah, man.
So special mentions this week. Oh, for fuck's sake.
We'll let you do the other one. Special mention.
Listen, my special mention this week, I'll get to it. It's not Man United. It's Leicester. That's my special mention.
How was Leicester your special mention?
That's my special mention. Listen, the win against Man's. What's like we have a team.
Go on.
What?
They beat Aston Villa, by the way, innit?
Yeah.
I'm not even involved in it. I'm learning.
But go on, mention what you want. You said so you want to say the Man City game, yeah? Is that what you want to say?
You know how much I hate United?
I don't care. Say what you want.
It's obviously clearly Man United has got special mention.
That's what my special mention is, and I loved it. United.
For me, it's not a special mention. We won, but why is it surprised we won? We beat them last season. We have the team capable of beating them.
Shut the fuck up. Just close the team.
So what? Hold on. So
until next week.
Until next week. Make sure you subscribe. Bye.